Hi, I'm Michelle. Today I'm going to show one of the most important concepts in Airtable, linking tables together. If you're coming from Excel or Google Sheets, you may be used to keeping everything in one large spreadsheet. But Airtable works more like a relational database, which means we connect information across multiple tables. Once you understand linking tables, you unlock things like cleaning data structures, automatic summaries, powerful automations, and scalable systems. I'll walk you through a quick example so you can see exactly how it works. For this example, I'm using a simple cleaning company CRM with two tables, client and jobs and bookings. Client stores the customer information such as the client name, email, phone, address, and notes. The Jobs and Bookings table shows scheduled cleaning appointments. Let's look at the Jobs table. We're going to add a new field to link the Jobs table to the Client table. This field creates a relationship between these two tables so every job can now be connected to the correct client. So we're going to click on the plus button at the very right corner, and we're going to click under standard fields and say link another field, link another record. And we're going to click it and click clients to link it to the existing table clients, right? And we're going to name it client name because that's what we want to display in the jobs table. We want to see what client this job is linked to. And we're going to head and click create. We're not going to bring in any lookup fields right now. We're just linking the tables together. We're going to go ahead and click skip. And then we're going to click on the plus sign, and then we're going to add that client that we have, and that's linking them together, right? So now we see that John in the clients table, go back to the main table, which is a client table, and now we see that John has two jobs. He has job 1 and job 2. If we click into job 1, we'll see that same information that we saw in the jobs and booking table. The date, the time, what type of cleaning, the status, and information. So that's how it works, right? If we go back to jobs and booking and we click into onto John Smith, the client name, we'll see another information. We'll see the client information from the client table, email, phone, address. So that's how the link works. Now that we can see instantly the full history of a client without duplicating information, let's talk about advanced features. Airtable has a feature called roll-ups, right? So we have jobs and bookings, meaning that John Smith has two jobs and bookings. Great. What if he had more than he becomes a regular client? Now he has 50 jobs or bookings, and now all of them are listed in jobs and bookings. So we'll see a long list. What if you just wanted to see that total? So let's go ahead and create a roll up or a count. Let's create a count, not a roll up, right? So we're going to create a count, and we're going to count jobs and bookings, which is this field. Select count source, and we're going to name it number of jobs. And it's going to give us a number of all the jobs that John Smith is connected to. So we should see 2, which is correct. 1, 2. It's a very small table, right? So that's one situation. What if we wanted also to see how much the total revenue per client, right? So we see the total jobs per client automatically with this count, but let's take a look at the total revenue per client. So what we want to do here, the field that gives us the financial calculation for John Smith job is rate. So we're going to use this field in the clients table to calculate total revenue per client. And so right now, John has two jobs, each at a rate of 300. Based on my calculation, that's $600, right? So let's see that number in one line on John Smith and the client table. So we're going to do another plus sign here, create another field, and we're going to name it, actually, sorry, let's go back. Let's bring in, first let's bring in the rate because we can't calculate it if we don't see it, right? So right now we see 600 at the bottom, this sum, and you could change that. You can change the average, you could do the minimum, the max at the bottom. But right now, I want to see 600 in a record, in the John Smith record on the client's table. So let's go ahead and bring over the rate field. The way I do that is because we already linked jobs and booking into the client table, I'm going to add a lookup field, which is from the jobs and booking. So it's all connected. So I'm going to bring over rate. And I see that it kind of looks similar to the link record, right? So we see 300, 300. That doesn't really make any sense to us. Although we do see the sum at the bottom, 600. I don't want to see it at the bottom. I want to see it right next to John in John's record, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Create a look for a roll up, and then I'm going to say, actually, wrong. Actually, that's wrong. Actually, so instead of creating a roll-up, actually we want to create a formula. Let's go ahead and create a formula instead. So with this formula, we're going to do the sum of rate and name it total revenue per point. Pretty long. Let's just name it total revenue. And there you have it. I have 600. And we could go ahead and hide these fields because although they're relevant to our solutions, we don't need to see them. We already have the calculations that we need. And so there you have it. You have John Smith, who has 2 jobs with a total revenue of 600, who is also connected to jobs and bookings. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you're building CRMs, operation dashboards, and booking systems, or internal tools, this concept is critical. In the next video, I'm going to show how to quickly generate dummy data using AI, import it into an Airtable, which is extremely helpful when you're testing a new database. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.